On April 7, 2026, Anthropic announced something most people don't fully understand yet. They built an AI so dangerous they refused to sell it to the public. They locked it down, and then they invited the 11 biggest technology companies on Earth into a coalition to defend the world from what they created. Today, I'm going to walk you through this entire story using one single diagram. By the end of this video, you're going to understand every piece of it. The model, the bugs it found, the benchmarks it crushed, the 11 companies that signed up, and the decision that changed cybersecurity forever. Look at the screen. This is what Project Glasswing actually is. In the center of this diagram, you see a purple box. That box is the most important thing on the screen. Its name is Claude Mythos Preview, from the Greek word for narrative, the system of stories civilizations use to make sense of the world. Mythos Preview is what scientists call a frontier model. It's the next step beyond Claude Opus 4.6. Smarter, faster, better at coding, better at reasoning, better at thinking step by step about complex problems. But there are two words inside that purple box that I want you to focus on: locked down. That's the part nobody expected. Anthropic built the most powerful coding AI in human history, and then they refused to sell it to anyone. Not for any price, not to any customer. We're going to come back to why in a minute. First, I need you to understand what this AI can actually do. Now look to the left side of the diagram. You see 3 red boxes. These are real things Mythos Preview found in just a few weeks of testing, not theoretical examples. Real vulnerabilities. All of them have been patched. All of them are documented on Anthropic's website right now. Story number 1 is the top red box, a 27-year-old vulnerability in OpenBSD. OpenBSD is one of the most security-hardened operating systems in the world. It runs firewalls. It runs critical infrastructure. It runs systems that absolutely cannot fail. Its developers are obsessed with security, famous for it. Mythos Preview found a bug that had been sitting in OpenBSD since 1999, 27 years. Hundreds of expert engineers had reviewed that code. Thousands of automated security tools had scanned it. Nobody saw it. The AI saw it in a few hours. The bug allowed an attacker to remotely crash any OpenBSD machine just by connecting to it. Now look at the second red box. A 16-year bug in FFmpeg, missed by 5 million tests. FFmpeg is software almost nobody has heard of, but everybody uses. It runs the video inside your phone, your laptop, your YouTube, your TikTok, your Netflix. Almost every video on the internet passes through FFmpeg at some point. Mythos Preview found a 16-year-old bug in FFmpeg in a single line of code. Automated testing tools had hit that exact line of code 5 million times without ever catching the problem. Mythos Preview caught it on the first read. Now look at the third red box. The Linux kernel chain, full machine takeover. The Linux kernel is the software that runs most of the world's servers. The internet sits on top of Linux. Mythos Preview didn't just find one bug in the Linux kernel, it found multiple bugs and chained them together autonomously, with no human guidance. The result was complete takeover, from an ordinary user account to full control of the entire machine. 3 boxes, 3 nightmares, and these are just the ones Anthropic agreed to make public. There are thousands more. Now follow the red arrows on the diagram. They point from these 3 findings into the central purple box, because this is what Mythos Preview does. You point it at any system. It finds bugs. You point it at an operating system. It finds bugs. You point it at a browser. It finds bugs. You point it at critical infrastructure. It finds bugs. Now I want you to look to the right side of the diagram. You see 3 green boxes. These are the benchmark scores. Numbers that prove this isn't just hype. This is measurable. Top green box. CyberGym, 83.1%. CyberGym is the standard test for finding software vulnerabilities. The previous best AI model, Claude Opus 4.6, scored 66.6%. Mythos Preview jumped to 83.1%. That's a 25% improvement in a few months. In any other field, that kind of jump takes a decade. Second green box, SWE-bench Verified, 93.9%. SWE-bench is the test that measures whether AI can fix real software issues from real code bases, real bugs from real GitHub repositories. 93.9% is higher than most professional engineers. The AI is now better than the people who wrote the code in the first place. Third green box, Terminal Bench 2.0, 82%. This one tests if an AI can autonomously work inside a terminal, the way a senior engineer does. Run commands, read output, make decisions, fix problems on its own. 82% means it's behaving like a competent human engineer in real environments. Follow the green arrows on the diagram. They go from the central purple box outward to these scores, because this is what Mythos Preview measures. It's not theoretical, it's tested, it's verified, it's real. Now look at the small yellow box right under the purple one. Project Glasswing, Defensive Coalition. This is what Anthropic decided to do once they realized what they had built. They knew that if they released this model to the public, anyone with a credit card could systematically break every operating system, every browser, every bank, every hospital, every government on Earth. So they did the opposite. They locked it down, and they created Project Glasswing. Now look at the bottom half of the diagram. You see 11 blue boxes. These are the 11 founding members of Project Glasswing, the coalition Anthropic built to defend the world. Top row, AWS, Apple, Google, Microsoft. Amazon Web Services runs roughly a third of the entire internet. Apple makes the operating system on every iPhone. Google runs Android, Search, Chrome, Gmail, YouTube. Microsoft runs Windows, Office, Azure, Outlook. These 4 companies alone touch every digital action you take in a day. Second row, NVIDIA, Broadcom, Cisco, CrowdStrike. NVIDIA makes the chips every modern AI system runs on. Broadcom builds the silicon inside half the world's networking equipment. Cisco runs the routers and switches that move data across the internet. CrowdStrike protects more enterprises from cyber attacks than any other company on Earth. Third row, Palo Alto Networks, JP Morgan Chase, Linux Foundation. Palo Alto is the largest cybersecurity company in the world. JP Morgan is the largest bank in America and arguably the most attacked financial institution on the planet. The Linux Foundation maintains the open source software that runs most of the internet. Read those names out loud. AWS, Apple, Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Broadcom, Cisco, CrowdStrike, Palo Alto, JP Morgan, Linux Foundation. These are not partners that just show up to a press release. These are the digital infrastructure of human civilization. And for the first time in history, all of them are in the same room, sharing access to the same tool, working on the same problem, because Anthropic showed them what was coming. Now look at the big red box at the bottom of the diagram. Anthropic refuses to release Mythos Preview publicly. $100 million committed to defenders before adversaries catch up. This is the part of the story that should hit you in the chest. Anthropic is committing $100 million in free credits to these companies, plus $4 million more in donations to open source security projects, just to give defenders a head start. They're paying out of their own pocket to make sure the right people get the gun first. Why? Because the clock is ticking. Mythos Preview exists. Other companies are racing to build their own version. Within 12 to 24 months, somebody else will have a model just as capable, and not all of them will be as careful as Anthropic. That window is the last gift defenders are going to get, and every company on this diagram knows it. Step back from the diagram for a moment and think about what you just learned. In the past 30 days, a single AI model found bugs that survived 27 years of human review. It scored higher than any AI in history on every cybersecurity benchmark that matters. It was so capable that the company that built it refused to sell it. And in response, the 11 most powerful technology companies on the planet joined forces with that company to defend the world before someone else builds the same thing. This is not 2025 anymore. This is something new. In the short term, almost nothing changes for you. The bugs Mythos Preview found are being patched silently. The companies in Glasswing are using the model to harden their systems. Most people will never hear about any of this. In the medium term, everything changes. The era of slow software development is over. The era of cybersecurity being a luxury for big companies is over. The era of bugs surviving 27 years undetected is over. All of it. Gone. In the long term, the rules of digital warfare have changed. Whoever controls the most advanced AI for offensive cyber capabilities is going to have power that nation-states have never had before. This is now a national security priority for every democratic country. We are watching the birth of a new kind of weapon, not made of metal, not made of explosives, made of intelligence itself, a weapon that can be copied, distributed, improved, used by anyone smart enough to ask the right questions. Anthropic didn't just build a better AI in April 2026, they built a mirror that shows us what intelligence truly is, and what it can do when it stops being controlled by us. The next time someone tells you AI is just a tool, show them this diagram. Show them the 27-year bug. Show them the 11 companies that signed up. Show them the company that built something so powerful they refused to sell it. We are not in 2025 anymore. We are in something new. And the people who understand it first are the ones who will navigate what's coming. If this hit you, drop a like and share with someone who needs to wake up. Subscribe so you don't miss the day they announce Mythos 2. Because it's coming, sooner than you think.